How's it going, guys and gals? This is Anthony, and today we're back at it with a new video. I apologize for not uploading this review yesterday, but I was really tired and couldn't record this review on time. We'll be talking about the Evolution 2 review, which, in my opinion, is the best WWE show of the year. So, if you like this type of content, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump right in. The show kicked off with the triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, where Becky Lynch defended against the former champion Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. Obviously, this match was turned into a triple threat after Lyra versus Bayley, number one contender match, went into a no contest. For me personally, this was the best match on the show. This was the best match on the show. So, everything these three ladies did made sense. This is so great when you have three professionals that know what the hell they're doing. You put them in a situation there and you just tell them steal the show. And these three ladies indeed did. Indeed they did. And goddamn, like the bell just rang and you could hear the crowd was eating it up. These three ladies hadn't even touched each other. Once the when the bell rang, they hadn't even touched, and the people were like, "We want to see this match. Like this is what we wanted." And I really love everything they did. I even loved the finish, where like Bailey gave Lyra her finish, and then Becky comes from behind into a crucifix pin for the 1, 2, 3, still in the win. Like, and then her promo after saying that she's not Becky Hogan, right? Like, man, everything this three ladies did was excellent. Everything they did was excellent. Like this what happens when you have professionals that know what the hell they're doing. Like, go back and watch this match from the beginning to end. The match was very good, and the crowd reaction made it great. I mean, I have no complaints about this match. For me, best match on the show. Next up, we have the NXT Women's Championship match where JC Jane defended against Jordan Grace. Obviously, during the Evolution kickoff show, we got the confirmation that since Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix were gonna be on JC Jane's corner, Jordan Grace asked Blake Monroe to be on her corner. And because of what happened on the Great American Bash, where Blake Monroe pinned JC Jane, and then this happening, I was like, oh, the turn is happening. And obviously, you can go back and watch this match. These two ladies went back and forth, and you can see the writing on the wall that Blake Monroe was gonna turn heel. I think that was pretty obvious, especially after she pinned JC the night before, and then you knew that she was gonna cost Jordan the match. Obviously, Jasmine and Fallon tried to get involved. She tried to get sh- trying. They were trying to get involved, and Blake attacked them both. She was holding the title and told Jordan, "You got this, you got this," and then Fallon distracted the ref one more time. Blake hits Jordan with the title. JC takes advantage. 1, 2, 3. She wins. She retains the title. As I told you, there wasn't a scenario that I could see JC Jane retaining the title. It wasn't that far fetched. And and then we have this moment here in after the match where JC gave where like Blake, sorry, gave JC the title, and look at her. Like, I would really like to know what's gonna happen tonight on NXT. Like, is Blake Monroe part of Fatal Influence now, or like something else, or are they gonna go straight up into the Jordan Grace Blake Monroe feud because maybe Jordan is gonna go to the main roster, and they're just like, hey Jordan, like you are gonna go to the main roster. We need you to put over Blake. Oh, it's so weird to call her Blake Monroe. You know what? She's Mariah May, okay? She's Mariah May. She's Mariah May. F it. And maybe they ask her, oh, can you put over Mariah May? And she's like, okay, cool. I mean, I got no complaints here. This was decent. And after that heel turn, we got the Fatal 4-Way tag team match for the Women's Tag Team Championships where Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez defended against the Kabuki Warriors from Monday Night Raw, Saria and Sol Ruka from NXT versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss representing Friday Night SmackDown. Like, let me tell you this. The first of the thing that surprised me the most was I don't know why, but this team of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair has made Charlotte like a bigger baby face. Like the people were cheering her. Like they whenever Alexa was getting the heat, whenever the Raquel or Roxanne were getting the heat on like Alexa, the people started chanting Charlotte. And then when Charlotte, what? And then when Alexa was able to tag in Charlotte, like the place exploded. It was like a double pop, a pop on top of a pop. Man, like this why I said that Charlotte and Alexa should have won this match. And after seeing the finish, I still think they should have won. I'm sorry, this was a bad decision from creative, in my opinion. Like all and obviously, we saw like a Boogie Warriors. I actually thought that Asuka could have turned heel. That didn't happen. All obviously now after what happened during the finish of this match, where like Saria accidentally speared Soruga after because Charlotte took Alexa out of the way, therefore leading to that accidental spear, which then led to the Tejana bomb. Raquel pins Soruka 1, 2, 3. Raquel and Roxanne celebrated. Roxanne was celebrating as if she was Liv Morgan, and I'm sorry, man. And I know, people may say, oh, you're criticizing your fellow Puerto Rican. I don't care. Man, I don't care that Roxanne is Mexican Puerto Rican. But baby, you're not Liv. I'm sorry. You don't have what Liv has because if I say what she has, that video may get taken down by YouTube. And I'm a gentleman. So a gentleman has no memory. But I mean, I thought these four teams did a pretty good job trying to keep the crowd on a crescendo, right? I thought they did a pretty good job here. Um, even though I still think that the wrong team won. I mean, because so weird because the first three matches on this show were won by heels. Like this was a constant on this show where this was so weird to start the show with three heel victories, like back to back to back. Like especially after the Blake Monroe heel turn, why not put here like a babyface victory for an example? Uh, like maybe I am old school. I have an old school mindset in professional wrestling where like why have three straight heel victories in the same show? like space them out. You know what I mean? Especially with what happened at the end, having three straight heel victories, and then spoiler alert, three straight babyface victories for me kind of dragged the show down a little bit. Not by that much, but a little bit. Where I was like, man, what a letdown. But neither here nor there. During Saturday night's main event, it was announced that this match was going to be a no holds barred match, and and Bianca Belair was finally medically clear, and she was announced as the special guest referee in this match. I mean, if you really think about it, Naomi dominated the majority of this match, and then one mistake, she got jaded from the top rope onto a table. One, two, three. Like, I have nothing else to add. Like, this wasn't a back and forth match. Like, it was just all the heat was on Naomi getting heat on Jade. Jade did a little comeback, then Naomi started dominating again. One mistake, finish, one, two, three, end of feud. But one thing that was pretty interesting is the way that Bianca Belair was looking at Jade Cargill. So maybe, just maybe, the prediction that been making for the last couple of months, maybe instead of doing Jade and Tiffany at SummerSlam, because Jade won Queen of the Ring, maybe Bianca gets involved in that match somehow to cost Jade. And maybe they have that match at Clash in Paris, which is such a missed opportunity because I've been saying for like, man, you had it on the palm of your hands. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill with Cardi B as the special guest referee. Jesus, such a missed opportunity there. Such a missed opportunity, but I digress. Two generations clashing as Tiffany Stratton defends the WWE Women's Championship against Trish effing Stratus. First of all, Trish, I really love the attire where she paid homage to the OG Women's title from the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression era in like the form of a belt. Then Tiffany coming out. I mean, it was pretty obvious that Tiffany was gonna win, and this was just, you know, let's give Tiffany a big win. It wasn't a bad match, but it also wasn't a great one either. You know, especially because I saw like a little miscommunication during the end, where it wasn't like a big deal, like ruin the experience of watching this match, but it was like, oh, little hiccup there. I mean, but Trish looked good. Tiff looked good. Trish gave that chick kick, one to kick out. Tried to give the Stardust faction one to kick out, and the right person won. And maybe this is the last match of Trish Stratus's career. I think she went out on a high after that standing ovation. Not the only standing ovation on this show. This really surprised me that this battle royale was on the semi main event spot. The battle royale to determine the number one contender for the women's title of their specific brand. 20 women. And obviously, to me, excuse me, the favorites were Stephanie Baker and Nikki Bella. I think, in my opinion, were the favorites to win this match. And obviously, Nikki made it to the final four, got eliminated by Chelsea Green. I was it no, wait, no. Nikki eliminated Chelsea, and then Nikki was eliminated by Lash Legend. So I'm not gonna go into every single detail, but Lash Legend eliminated Nia Jax. So Stephanie Becker and Lash Legend were the last two. They went back and forth. Stephanie trapped her on the Devil's Kiss on the apron, and I know that Booker T on his own was like to win this battle royale. Obviously, she's gonna challenge for the Women's World Championship at Clash in Paris, which I may give an early prediction on here. But after the victory, she was interviewed by Stephanie McMahon in Spanish because for people that do not know, Stephanie McMahon knows Spanish, and people forget that she was like the Spanish spokesperson for Linda's campaign in both 2008 and 2010 for the Connecticut State Senate. She was her mom's Spanish spokesperson. I remember the Stephanie McMahon commercials speaking in Spanish, and she speaks really good Spanish. And obviously she asked her like, what does this victory mean to her? And I really love the line that Stephanie Becker used here. Spanish is not my first language, wrestling is. And kind of sounded like it sounded like a little bit markish for my liking. Like, stop being such a mark for yourself. Like, I almost turned on Becker on that point because she sounded a little bit markish, where I was like, "What is this like? Is this like Jacksonville or like Stamford, Connecticut? Like, what the hell?" And yes, I will continue with the Jacksonville jokes. Fight me. But yeah, I mean, great. I I think one of the two right people won. I really thought that they were gonna go with Nikki just because of the change of plans due to the Liv Morgan injury, and like, hey, sorry Nikki, but we'll give you something to do. And I think they're gonna give him something to do if we are led to be believed by what happened last night on Monday Night Raw, which I will finally review the weekly show starting this weekend. I apologize. So now, main event time. Io Sky defends the Women's World Championship versus Rhea Ripley versus Naomi, who cashed in her Money in the Bank contract, successfully becoming the new Women's World Champion. Yeah, I mean, and before we go into the part of the cash in, these two ladies stole the show. Like, for me, this was the second best match on the show. I mean, it's either the women's IC title triple threat or this match as the best match on the show. I mean, Io and Rhea worked their asses off. One thing that I didn't really like was when the ref was like was taken out. Rhea gave the riptide. There was no ref, and then she like started beating the hell out of Io through the arena, which for me was a little bit heelish because I was like, is Rhea turning heel? Which which by the stuff going on, I'm still thinking that Rhea's gonna turn heel because she's like obsessed with the title right now. She's obsessed. And obviously they went through the crowd, they went into the crates. Io took like a 20-foot dive from the crates, which was insane. They went back into the ring. Rhea tried to give Io a super riptide. Io countered into a Spanish fly from the top rope. Both women are down. Proceed with caution. Naomi comes running down. She gives the briefcase to Alicia Taylor. She makes it official, beats the hell out of Io with the briefcase. Rhea hits the turnbuckle, split leg and moonsault just like RBD. 1, 2, 3. She pins Io because gotta keep Rhea strong. She cannot hit another pinfall loss for now. Naomi wins the Women's World Championship. Oh, and obviously, this obviously means that the Jay Cargill Naomi feud is over, and could be, and obviously was confirmed that it's going to be a triple threat match on SummerSlam. So I think this show was the best WWE show of the year. I think it's either this show or Elimination Chamber. From like in-ring action, shock value from beginning to end was excellent. I'll give this like a 8 out of 10. I still give the chamber like a 10 out of 10 just because of the shocking moment of John Cena turning heel. I think just that moment alone makes that entire show. So right now, I'll give you some thoughts about the AEW All In main event. Finally, Jon Moxley is no longer the AEW World Champion after 9 months of horrible television. 9 months of horrible television. Finally, Tony Khan steps out of creative. A new creative team comes in and do the right freaking thing. Hangman Adam Page is the new AEW World Champion. Obviously, this main event, this Texas Death Match, was obviously like their version of WrestleMania 40, which I don't mind. I know people are gonna be like, I didn't mind it. It is what it needed to be. The baby faces fending off the heels lackeys. I really loved Brian Danielson with the Blue Panther mask. I really like Darby coming down from the rafters and how he recorded that little promo from the top of Mount Everest. I really love Swerve and Hangman closing out their angle way with the chain. Hangman living up to his name, hanging John Moxley. The only thing that I would have changed in this match is that I wouldn't have had John Moxley tap out. That's the only thing I didn't like. John Moxley shouldn't have tapped out. What I would have done is that I would have had Rene Paquette come out and saying, he quits, he quits, he quits. Because I think that's more compelling television. But that's me just nitpicking. You know, that's just me nitpicking. Hammond then, what a great moment where he was milking the moment of opening the briefcase and he took out the title. I really like the detail that the title still had the Brian Danielson side plates as AEW All In went off the air. And as I stated previously, AEW has a new creative team. Tony Khan is no longer the head of creative, even though he says it is. He is officially out of creative thanks to some information I've gotten from people backstage. Because I know some people from there, like a couple of wrestlers that were friends of that were friends of some of my friends back in high school. You know, like sorry that I had to distort that name out, but you'll never know which name I said. So F you, Tony. You will never know my source. Just like FTR are the moles of Jim Cornette. Because everybody knows that FTR leaks shit to Jim Cornette. And we know that the Bucks leak stuff to Dave Meltzer because both teams are marks of both of those guys. And I really like Cornette. And I think Dave Meltzer the last 10 years has been a moron. So yeah, we know that AEW has a new creative team, which is so weird that no dirt shits have talked about it, or maybe Tony Khan hasn't told them that it's so silent that not even Mike Johnson knows it, which is insane. But after me nitpicking that little detail from the end of the main event, I thought it was an excellent match. I mean, Why was this show 8 hours long, including pre-show? Like, dude, just make the shows 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Like, do like a half-hour pre-show and then like a 3.5 hour pay-per-view. That's it. You don't need to do four, six, like 6 hours every single pay-per-view. Like, this reminded me in a way of WrestleMania 35 because I didn't even watch All In on its length on its length live. Like I watched it by parts, and the only two good things were finally Mercedes Monet lost. At least finally she used her creative control to something good, and Hammond winning the title. Everything else was horrible. Like, but the new creative team has only been there for 2 weeks, so I'm gonna blame Tony Khan for this show. Starting tomorrow, if something goes horrible, I'm gonna critique the new creative team. So, which obviously I'm not gonna say who they are. I know who they are, but until the company or Tony Khan himself confirms it, I'm not gonna say if it's true or not. I mean, I'm not gonna say who are the members, but is it true? Yes, but I'm not gonna say which members are until Tony confirms which members are in. I know who they're in. I'm just not gonna say it because he said that he was gonna confirm it by himself in like a miracle. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Remember, if you like this type of content, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as I always say, share your beautiful moments with your families, create beautiful memories, because life's too short, but those memories last a lifetime. As always, this is Anthony signing off. Bye bye.